I am Huron F. Winstead, a proud Trojan, class of 1989, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the Virginia State University Board of Visitors. We, the Board of Visitors, grant authority to the President to confer degrees upon students who have satisfied the university's graduation requirements, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Board members always find a great deal of pride during commencement ceremonies, and today is no different. This is a great day at Virginia State University. We are proud that you have achieved the vision of our founder, Delegate Alfred W. Harris. You entered and drank from the fountain of knowledge known as Virginia State University. And now you will depart because you have satisfied your ambition here. Each of you has a story to tell, a hurdle that you have had to overcome. I encourage you to walk with your heads held high. As a member of the 2020 class, you've made it because of your focus, your perseverance, and your hard work. These traits will serve you well as the years pass by. You will gain a deep appreciation for your journey, indeed your transformation on the Hill. The bonds and memories you have forged with your fellow Trojans and this university will deepen and become more meaningful to you. You, your families, and your classmates should be very proud of your accomplishments. On behalf of the Board of Visitors, I congratulate each of you, and I wish you the best of luck and Godspeed in all that you endeavor to achieve. Although we send you forth to achieve higher personal and professional goals, you will always be loyal sons and daughters, true to orange and blue. Hail State, hail State, hail, hail, hail.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the 14th President of Virginia State University, Dr. Makola M. Abdullah. He earned a Bachelor of Science from Howard University and both a Master's of Science and PhD in Engineering from Northwestern University. Having earned his PhD at the age of 24, Dr. Abdullah was at the time and still is recognized as the youngest African American to receive a PhD in engineering. A highly respected and proven academic administrator, Dr. Abdullah is an internationally renowned researcher and educator. In 2017, Abdullah was named the HBCU Male President of the Year. He also was inducted into the Honda Campus All-Star Challenge Alumni Hall of Fame. He is the chair for the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association Board of Directors. He also serves as a member of the Executive Committee for the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities and a Board of Trustee member for the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Now please join me in welcoming to the podium the 14th President of Virginia State University, Dr. Makola M. Abdullah.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You have done some incredible things, and we are proud of you for reaching your destination and completing your degree at Virginia State University. Typically at this time, I would give remarks that are topical and sometimes a little humorous. I do that, of course, to try to make sure that we can date when this happened, and so that you know that we at Virginia State are still in this world, that your degree that you got is in this world in terms of what you're going out to do. Today, that message won't be humorous, because if I'm being honest, 2020 was not a humorous year. Whether it's from the racial strife in our country, the politics around our election, or COVID-19, the pandemic that really hit 2020 hard, you as a class, our country, have all been through so much. You are, in fact, the class of 2020 that's graduated, that went to college during this incredible challenge here in our country. And as we send you out into the world as leaders for the next generation, I'm not sure that there's another class that is more prepared to lead than you. You have incredible lessons that a year ago we wouldn't have even thought that we would have went through this. And so as we send you out into the world to make the world a better place, to represent Virginia State University, I wish you nothing but luck. I wish you nothing but great things, because I know that you will do great things. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to all of you, the Virginia State University class of 2020. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2020 commencement speaker. Attorney Benjamin Lloyd Crump is from Lumberton, North Carolina, and attended Florida State University. Attorney Crump is a nationally recognized trial lawyer. He and his team of attorneys are dedicated to holding the powerful accountable for taking advantage of those who do not have power. Many know him for his fight on justice for Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, and most recently, George Floyd, who was killed when a police officer held a knee to his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. His personal belief is, I believe in justice for all, and especially for those without a voice who need our help most of all. It is now my pleasure to introduce the speaker for the commencement for the class of 2020.
Greetings, Virginia State Trojans. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, and I am delighted that Dr. Abdullah, your president, invited me to deliver this 2020 commencement. I am so very excited for the 2020 graduates. You all represent the very best that we have to offer the future. Our ancestors are looking down from the heavens and they are smiling. They are looking at you, and it's very hard to see because you're shining so bright today. This is truly your day, and I want to first start off telling you just how proud all of us are. Your family, your friends, the people who you have yet to meet. Celebrate this moment because you are a graduate, a college graduate. And what that means to our community is inarticulable. It is something so magnificent to say that in spite of all the statistics, all the odds, you overcame and you fulfilled your destiny to become an alumni of the Virginia State University. I thank my dear friend, Dr. Palm. I celebrate your success with this 2020 class. And I am remiss if I don't talk about you all have had to endure unprecedented times. Unprecedented times that the world has never seen. This coronavirus shut everything down. It interrupted your lives as you matriculated through college, but yet you were able to persevere. And it is that perseverance that will take you far in this life. So never ever forget these challenging times, to understand that, as my grandmother said, we as Black people have done so much for so many, for so long, with so little, that we are not qualified to do practically anything with almost nothing. And you all are making that reality even to this day. And when you think about this COVID-19 pandemic, we think about how all of America had to deal with this COVID-19 pandemic, but we in Black America not only had to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, we also had to deal with the 1619 pandemic. 1619 representing the first year enslaved Africans were brought to America. And from that time until today, 401 years, we have had to deal with systematic racism and oppression. And it seems like everything shut down in America except racism and discrimination. And we witnessed this play out before our very eyes as we were home, focused in on our social media, focused in on the internet, focused in on cable news. We saw Ahmaud Arbery, a 26-year-old young man who was lynched for jogging while black in broad daylight, captured on video in Brunswick, Georgia. And then we saw our sister, Breonna Taylor, be executed while she was in the sanctity of her own bedroom by the Louisville Metropolitan Police officers who were executing an illegal, unnecessary, and unjustifiable, unconstitutional no-knock search warrant. And then we witnessed George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, literally be tortured to death by the very people who were supposed to protect and serve him. We watched the documentary of this human being, and that's often asked of me, Dr. Abdullah. Attorney Crump, you've handled so many of these cases over the years. Why do you think George Floyd case was so shocking? Why did it cause people to be galvanized in such a way? And what I tell them is, even though we as a society have become used to reality TV, it was still shocking to watch a documentary of a human being being tortured to death, murdered by the very people who were supposed to protect and serve him. And even more shocking was the fact that the human being narrated the documentary of his own death. I mean, my client George Floyd literally said, "I can't breathe," 28 times. And then you heard the audio from the 17-year-old high school student cell phone. She recorded that video. We can only imagine what that young lady is enduring, watching a human being actually be murdered before her very eyes. But George Floyd's voice was captured on that video after he said, "I can't breathe," 28 times. He said, "I can't feel my insides. I can't feel my legs." He said, "I'm dying. They're killing me." He called for his mother, even though his mother had been dead 2 years before this tragedy. And our psychological experts tell us, Dr. Palm, that when we're in our most vulnerable state, when we have our last conscious thought that our life is slipping away from us, our subconscious mind takes over. And we go back to the human being, the person who was our first protector. And for many of us, that is our mother. And so George Floyd was calling out for his mother. And we watch on that video as his life seeps out of his body. And everybody, the lay people, the regular citizens, everybody knew that they were killing him. Everybody recognized this, seems to be, except those 4 police officers, the people who were supposed to be trained to preserve life, actually took his life. The people who were supposed to be trained to de-escalate the situation escalated the situation. The people who were supposed to offer consideration and professionalism and humanity offered George Floyd no humanity as they kept their knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And so that's why people were galvanized and protesting in cities all across America. In fact, all across the globe. I got calls from my office as far away as Paris, France, Berlin, Germany, Toronto, Canada, Berlin, Brazil, Africa. I mean, everybody was saying, until we get justice for George Floyd, none of us can breathe. And it was so profound when I think about how that video emerged and finally America began having an important conversation that we needed to have for years gone by. Because that video, once you saw that video, you could not unsee that video. And I remember corporations and municipalities and state legislators were all inviting me to come and talk with them about what can we do with this situation to make it better. And I remember one of those conversations, one of those invitations to lecture, and it was to Truist Bank. Truist is the new bank that formed because of the merger between SunTrust Bank and BB&T Bank. And it was on Juneteenth, about a month after George Floyd had been killed. And we were having a fireside chat via Zoom because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And they had about 10,000 of their associates on this Zoom. And the fireside chat was between their CEO, Kelly King, and myself. And I thought what their CEO, Kelly King, said was so profound in his introduction that I do share it with many people as I have these conversations with America and with the world. Kelly King said that one of his neighbors came to his house in the aftermath of George Floyd. And he explained how he was an older white gentleman, had conservative views, lived in a conservative neighborhood, and most of his neighbors were a lot like him. And so one of his neighbors came and knocked on his door, and he opened it, and his neighbor, who was an older white man, fairly successful, a little older, conservative like him, said, "Kelly, man, do you see what's going on out there? Do you see what's happening in the streets? I mean, they're protesting. The streets on fire. Man, it's getting bad out there. We gotta do something. We gotta call somebody." And Kelly said he thought to himself as he looked at his neighbor, and he said that, well, I don't know somebody's phone number, and I don't know where somebody lives, and I don't know somebody's name. And so as he took another moment and looked at his neighbor, he said he came to the conclusion that we are the somebodies that have to do something. We all have to try to address this issue. We can't just say this is an issue for that community or that community. This is an issue for America. And we all have to be vested in solving this solution. Solving this problem and finding a solution. And I thought that was so profound because it's as if what Dr. King said, we all have a role to play in making sure we have an equal opportunity at the American dream for all of our children. And so I think about that as I talk to you graduates, because as my grandmother said, if you ever get a chance to speak truth to power, you do it, baby. You do it. And you all are going to be very powerful. You can't fathom how powerful you all are going to be. And so I want to take this opportunity to talk to you about how we overcome the legalized genocide of colored people, because it's going to be up to us to save us. We can't count on anybody else. It is going to be up to us. Martin Luther King said that the coward asked the question, is it safe? Then he said, expediency asked the question, is it politically correct? And then he said, vanity comes along and asks the question, is it popular? But then Dr. King said, conscience comes along and asks the question, is it right? And Dr. King concluded that there comes a time when one must take a position that's neither popular nor politically correct or not even safe. But there comes a time when one must take a position because their conscience tells them it is the right thing to do. I submit to you, Trojans, it is the right thing to do, to fight for our children's future. It is the right thing to do, to speak up for our children's future. It is the right thing to do, to stand up for our children's future. Because if we don't speak up and stand up and fight for our people's future, then we can't expect anybody else to do it for us. It is up to us to be the trailblazers for tomorrow, just as our ancestors blazed the trails for us. And I know that you all are going to do amazing. I mean, just simply amazing. You're going to reimagine a better world. You're going to be able to help America be a better America, be a more just America. A more just America where George Floyd gets an opportunity to take a breath and not have a police knee on his neck that kills him. A more just America where Breonna Taylor gets to sleep at night in her bed peacefully without the police busting in her door, mutilating her body with 6 bullets while she's practically in her underwear. A more just America where Ahmaud Arbery gets to run free and not be lynched for jogging while black. And I'm not talking about an the 1950s and the 1960s. I'm talking about in 2020. We still have to keep fighting for this more perfect union. We still have to keep fighting for a more just America. We keep having to proclaim to America their preamble to the Declaration of Independence. We have to look America dead in the face and say, we know you can quote the preamble to the Declaration of Independence. The question is, do you believe it? When you say, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equally, that they're endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that amongst them are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Well, America, that means Black people too. And we know you can quote it, but do you really believe it in your heart? See, the science has already proven to us that skin color is a fallacy. It does not determine the fulfillment of your destiny. Race is just a fallacy. That's what the science has all told us. Skin color does not define the content of your character, does not define how far you're going to go in life, does not define your abilities. This whole fallacy of race is a lie. We know this based on science. We have to challenge America to know it based on what they believe in their soul. And we have to go out and prove over and over again to the non-believers that I am one of the best things that God has ever put on this earth. And he has a plan for me that neither you, nor racism, nor oppression, nor Jim Crow, nor any of the enemies of equality can hold me back. We have to be the evidence for the world to see that race is just a fallacy. And I am truly one of the best products that has ever been produced in this world by my mother and father. And I was educated at Virginia State University. And this Trojan is gonna go into unprecedented heights, whether it's in the field of law, the field of medicine, the field of engineering, the field of political science, the field of dentistry, the field of architect, the field of technology, whatever it is, you want to say this Trojan will reach the highest height and nothing can stop me from fulfilling my destiny. But we cannot forget all of those who won't be as fortunate as us, because as bad as it is how they killed Trayvon Martin as he was walking home with a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea, talking on the cell phone when the neighborhood watch volunteer profiled, pursued, and shot him in his heart. As bad as it was how they killed Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, where he had his hands up in broad daylight and they said, hands up, don't shoot. As bad as it was when they killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice playing on the playground in Cleveland, Ohio, and we see in that video less than 2 seconds, the police came and shot that baby and then said, oh, we thought he was older than he was, because our children are seen as much older when they encounter us. As bad as it was how they killed Sandra Bland, how they killed Philando Castile in Minneapolis, Minnesota, how they killed Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, how they killed Stephon Clark in his grandmother's backyard in Sacramento, California, how they killed Botham Jones in his own apartment, eating ice cream, minding his own business when the white policewoman allegedly came in the wrong apartment and shot and killed him. As bad as it was, how they killed Terrence Crutchin with his hands up in broad daylight in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that was hands up, don't shoot on video. How they killed Laquan McDonald in Chicago, Illinois, as he was running away and they shot him 19 times in the back and lied about it. As bad as it is how they killed Eric Gardner, the first I Can't Breathe case in Staten Island, New York, as bad as it was how they killed George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and how they shot Jacob Blake, as bad as it was how they did so many of our young people with this police brutality, with this excessive force. I submit to you, it is far worse in every city, in every state, every day, in every courtroom, how they're killing our people softly with these trumped up felony convictions. I mean, you can have little white boys and white girls have very similar fact patterns as little black boys and little black girls and little brown boys and little brown girls. And you see the little white children get a slap on the wrist, and then they're escorted out the courtroom to live out the fulfillment of their destiny that God has for them, and to have every chance at achieving the American dream. And then you watch little black and brown boys and girls taken over to the corner of the courtroom and fingerprinted and handcuffed and convicted of a trumped up felony conviction that they have to bear like a cross on their backs for the rest of their lives. And I have to tell you, since they call me Black America's Attorney General, and I see so many things in courtrooms across America, if you are a marginalized person, especially a marginalized person of color, and you are branded as a convicted felon, your life changes in a dramatic way. And it's almost as if you are a second-class citizen for the rest of your entire life, because every time they type in your name, the first thing that pops up is that you're a convicted felon. And the harsh reality is this: 1 out of every 5 Black men in states like Florida and Tennessee and Texas are labeled as convicted felons. And the reality is that if this trend continues in the next 25 years, the experts opine that 1 out of every 3 Black men in America will be labeled as a convicted felon. And so I want you to do me a favor as you're watching this commencement address, because we always have to speak truth to power. And I want you to imagine that you are a Black parent of a Black male child, and that you have a Black male nephew, and that you have a Black male cousin. And I want you to imagine that they're around the ages of 6, 7, 8 years old. And in your mind's eye, I want you to observe them at play, as children often are. And I just want you to look at them for a minute and try to figure out which one of these 3 little black boys with your blood running through their veins in the next 10 to 20 years will be labeled as a convicted felon and live the rest of their life as a permanent underclass citizen in the United States of America, because that's what we're fighting against. And that's why we need our best and our brightest to be able to articulate things that they can't articulate, to give a voice to the voiceless, to help those who have been victimized and marginalized and disenfranchised. We have to do what Martin Luther King said in his letter from the Birmingham jail. We have to speak to their conscience. We have to say, just because they say it's legal, that doesn't make it right, because slavery was legal, but that didn't make it right. Segregation was legal. That didn't make it right. Everything that Hitler did to the Jews in Germany was legal, but that didn't make it right. How they killed Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky, they try to say that was legal, but that doesn't make it right. Trojans, you all always have to do the right thing. And in your heart, you always will know what the right thing is. And you have to use that influence that you have been blessed with, this education that you've been blessed with, these fancy jobs, these fancy titles, all of that. You have to use it to be able to help our brothers and sisters who are less fortunate. And your success will be their success as long as we remember that their lives matter. And every time, I want you to do what I do. If you happen to have an old classmate who they defined as a convicted felon, if you happen to have a co-worker's child or a church member's child or a fraternity brother's relative or a sorority sister's relative who you know, who you grew up with or you met at some point in this journey of life, and they are a convicted felon, I want you to try to let them know every chance you get that you still have redeeming qualities to offer society. You still have a special place in this world. God still has a plan for you, that you are still one of the most precious gifts that your mother and father ever produced, that you still are a person who can accomplish amazing things, and that we still believe in you, because we have to believe in our people, because if we don't, we will let a racist criminal justice system define our entire generation of our people. And we can't do that, 2020 Trojans. I mean, you all are the ones who have to lead the way. And I know you're going to do it. I have no doubt you're going to do it. And I'm often asked, Attorney Crump, how is it that you don't get depressed, that you don't just want to throw in the towel? And I give them 2 reasons. I tell them, number one, I look at my daughter, Brooklyn, and I look in her eyes and I see so much hope and promise. And I say, if we gave up, it's like we're giving up on our children. And we can never give up on our children, because our ancestors, our mothers, fathers, our great-great-grandmothers and fathers, they never gave up on us. Even when they were in the slave fields, they were thinking about this day where their seeds would graduate from a great educational institution like Virginia State University. And so we can't give up on them. And the second reason I say in conclusion, the reason why I don't give up, because I know that we're going to overcome whatever they throw at us. And how do I know this? I remember my first year of law school when they were trying to indoctrinate us with this concept of precedence. They would tell us that everything had to be based on precedence. We had to base all of the court rulings of today and all of the court rulings for the future on precedents were held by courts in the past on previous court rulings. Now, I didn't accept that because I understood that based on precedents of the United States Supreme Court, if we accepted it, then I would still be a slave. A lot of you all would still be slaves. But I understood the concept of what they were trying to teach us, and that is based on precedents. It is a likely indicator of what is to happen in the future. And so when I think of the precedents of Black people in America, I think about the precedents that we overcame slavery. I think about the precedents of how Black people overcame the Middle Passage. I think about the precedents how Black people overcame the 3/5 compromise that said Black people were 3/5 of a citizen when they founded this country. I think about the precedents of how we overcame the Dred Scott decision, where they said there were no rights that a Black person had that a white person was bound to respect. I think about the precedents of how we overcame Reconstruction after the Civil War and the carpetbaggers and all the other impediments to us to have the right to the 12th, 13th, and 14th Amendment. I think about the precedents of how we overcame Plessy v. Ferguson and separate but equal. I think about the precedents, how we overcame Jim Crow. And I think about the precedents of how we overcame Jim Crow's much more intelligent son, Jim Crow Jr., Esquire, PhD. And based on the precedents of what Black people have overcome in America, I have every confidence in the world that whatever they throw at us today, we're going to overcome it based on the precedents of our ancestors and the tenacity of the 2020 Virginia State graduates. You go, Trojans, you go.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. Omar Faison, who serves as the interim dean for the College of Graduate Studies. Dr. Faison will in turn present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy on behalf of the College of Graduate Studies.
Congratulations, graduates of Virginia State University College of Graduate Studies. Although we could not be with you here physically, we are here with you as a Trojan family and are excited for you on this day. Hopefully you can move forward from here and continue to accomplish your goals and your dreams. Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty of the College of Graduate Studies, I am honored to present candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy.
Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty in the College of Graduate Studies, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting the following academic deans who will in turn present their candidates for degrees on behalf of the colleges and universities. I would like to welcome back to the podium the first academic dean, Dr. Omar Faison, who will present candidates for the master's degree.
Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty of the College of Graduate Studies, I am honored to present the candidates for the degree Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Interdisciplinary Studies, and Master of Science.
Candidates for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Interdisciplinary Studies, and Master of Science. Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty of the College of Graduate Studies, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors, I confer upon you the master's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Now, the deans of the colleges will present the candidates for bachelor's degree. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. Ray McKinney, who serves as the Dean for the College of Agriculture. Dr. McKinney will present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Science.
Congratulations to the College of Agriculture graduates, as well as our other VSU graduates. Today is the tomorrow you dreamed of and worked so hard to achieve. I know at times it seemed in doubt, given all the challenges that you've had to fight through to be here today. But you have made it. Naturally, you're concerned about the future, wondering if all the time and funds invested were worth it. Well, let me assure you that investing in yourself is never a waste. The college degree is just the beginning, a clear indication to the world that you have the ability to learn and comprehend information. However, your learning does not stop today. Please remember the sage advice of the late Coach John R. Wooden. Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's courage that counts. Today, our nation faces some unprecedented times as we struggle with understanding and valuing the beauty of racial differences and the fight for dignity, respect, freedom, and social justice for all. You are our leaders of tomorrow, whether at work or in the community. You've been challenged with understanding a workplace, a community, and a world that you did not create, but have been asked and tasked with moving forward. These times call for the type of leadership and confidence that Virginia State University has worked so diligently to develop and instill within you, your core, your soul. VSU has prepared you to compete and to succeed against all odds. We've given you the ability to think and reason. We've given you the ability to seek resolution to things you may not know or understand. And we've given you the ability to engage in meaningful dialogue. We believe in you and all you have been sent in this world to accomplish. So relax. You've got this. Go forth and show your community, the state, the nation, and the world beyond the true meaning of Trojan pride and what it means to be a VSU Trojan. Hail state, hail state, hail, hail, hail. Upon the recommendations of the faculty of the College of Agriculture, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. Willis Walter, who serves as the Dean for the College of Education. Dr. Walter will in turn present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Science.
Greetings, scholars, family, and friends. On behalf of the illustrious College of Education, 8-rated programs, award-winning faculty, and nationally recognized graduates, I congratulate each and every one of you. You have done a marvelous job making it to this point thus far. Thank you for your patience, for your commitment, and your perseverance. Your self-knowledge will take you far. Your self-awareness of others' traumas will assist others with their areas of need. We think you are versatile enough and diverse enough in skill set to achieve whatever you would like to achieve. But because your self-awareness and your skill set is so diverse, we know that you will achieve great heights beyond this Trojan experience. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Education, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Individualized Studies, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation.
Next, Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. David Halley, Dean of the College of Engineering and Technology, who will present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering and Technology, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. Isis Walton, who serves as the interim dean for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Dr. Walton will in turn present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, and the Bachelor of Social Work.
Greetings, graduating class of 2020. This has been an unprecedented time, but we've survived. I would like to extend to you my heartfelt gratitude for you keeping pace. With that being said, I applaud you, Trojans, for all of your diligence and hard work. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelors of Art, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Social Work, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Dr. Emmanuel Omajokin, Dean of the Reginald F. Lewis College of Business, who will present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science.
To our 2020 graduates from the Reginald F. Lewis College of Business at Virginia State University, congratulations to you all. My name is Professor Emmanuel Omajokin, your Dean, popularly known as Dr. O. I'm very happy to stand here because you have demonstrated strength and fortitude, and you all work very hard to even earn your degree in spite of so many obstacles, including the coronavirus pandemic. Like a race or sporting event, you have gone the distance. Your resilience and determination are why you are here today. Also, like sports, you had coaches who help you along the way. Our outstanding faculty and staff, even your peers, and certainly your parents and loved ones coached you. You persisted and you did not give way. Therefore, you are stronger. I have every confidence that you are ready for whatever comes your way because you have run this race and because you stayed the path even in difficult circumstances. I can say this because I saw the caliber of your work. You did not rest nor relent in your duties. Instead, you gave even more. Your faculty reported how you gave of yourself, and our community is better because of it. You confirm what I know, that no matter what comes next, you are ready for it. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than even we have ever been. You are ready. I salute you, I commend you, and I'm very proud of you. So please go into the world and do great things and transform your community in the same way that the Reginald F. Lewis College of Business at Virginia State University constituted a transformative experience for you. Best wishes to all of you, and please keep in touch with your alma mater. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Reginald F. Lewis College of Business, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, magna cum cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation. Congratulations.
Now, Mr. President, I would like to welcome back Dr. David Howley, who serves as the Interim Dean of Natural and Health Sciences and will present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Natural and Health Sciences, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or with distinction, and all candidates who have been certified for graduation.
Jeremiah Brooks, Lauren D. Kendall Brooks, Ryan Abdul Munim I. Abdul Munim, Ali Abdullah Alatawi.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali. Finally, I get my master's degree. I'm so proud and thankful. I would like to thank everyone who helped me, my family, my wife.
Mesad Al-Rashidi, Bashair Mohammed Al-Saleh.
Actually, I don't know whether to laugh, cry, scream, all three. So thanks to all family and friends for supporting and helping me get to where I am today.
Man Homad A. Al-Shuaibi, Sharice Michael Berry, Thomas Mitchell Bland.
I believe this day is finally here. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I want to thank Virginia State University, Dr. Leon Bay, Dr. Persons, my entire family.
Ayana Light Bowman Williams, Timothy Love Brown, Fatima Shanika Castro, Rebecca Lynn Clements, Ariel Coleman, Shamika M. Cook Bay, Jordan Davenport, Yolander Yasmin Yarbrough Davis, Jasmine C. Delbrun, Amanda Helene Guy, Charlton Evan Harrison, Kwame Marquise Hayden, Kristen Henderson, Nicole Adia Jefferson.
I'm so grateful to be getting my master's today. I'd like to thank my professors, my family, my friends. Thanks, Mom, and let's go Trojans.
DeAndre Johnson, Perja Johnson, Andrew King, Dijon Aubrey Knight, Courtney Lawson.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, my KMG, all my friends and family who create my support village to make this possible for me to be a 2020 grad.
Ernest O. Lewis, Suhaib Mohammed, Adia Monique Moore, Maria Morales de Leon, Marlon Lamar Osborne, Aaron Nana Kwabena Ose Amoa, John Boyd Parton, Marcia Quies da Piedade Pedro, Timothy Barney Penny, Ronnie Darcell Ransom, Kieran Richardson, Jewel Robinson, DeAndre Terrell Rogers, Mariah Christine Simmons, Jabu Sonko, Ronisha Cottrell Tyler, Kenesha C. Watkins, Diana Tomise Wright, Tara Alexandra Deeg, Mark Lynn Robinson, Bernicia Williams, Olerawaju Mariana Akinocho, Hunter Tyler Anthony, Frehiwat Julie Bentz, Kiasha Lee Bullard, Arazia Shanjay Florima, London Alaric Hackett, Tanika Nicole Harris, Tyler Hartzell, Yanis Hawkins, Tamaja Gloria Lee Hayes, Imani Henderson, Ashley Johnson, Brianna J. Johnson, Taylor Marie Martin, Gloria Patrice Miles, Darren McKinley Owens, Dion Malik Roberts, Crystal Robinson, Jordan Kiara Robinson, Kamari Andrea Robinson, Rachel A. Ross, Charles DeWarn Sally, Tashira Nicole Sawyer, Brianna Diane Smith, Jessica Marie Smith, Laura McDonald Stavanoha, Kiara Chanel Walker, Iolana Brooks West, Casey Woods, Tremaine Albert, Larry Barham, Zopella E. Barnes, Jessica Lynn Belcher, Sydney Taylor Brown, Thamar Shade Calixte, Alma Christine Clanton, Ikea Monique Clark, Jada Unique Coles, Kayla Marie Deaver, Michael Wesley Evans Jr., Michelle Faison, Caitlin Nicole Greenhow, Tori A. Guilford, Alicia Harris, Jaden Van Henderson, Jamir Howe, Erica Nikia Janae Jackson, Dahlia Moshina Johnson, Dominique Jones, Dreama LaSalle Logan, Taylor Mallory, Sean Essie Mason, Kathy Denise Mayfield, Danielle C. Milliner, Kara L. Morris, Alfred Owens, Zariah Noel Powell, Aisha El Salam, Andrew P. Scher, Kamaya Brantley Iman Smith, Jordan Alexis McLeod Solomon, Somori Pauline Bell Thorpe, Gerald Edward Tinnen, Joseph W. Todd III, Fidel Scott Travis, Diamone Vincent, Raekwon D'Angelo Wall, Crystal D. Wright, Dolapo Aremu Afolabi, Ahmed Al-Bader, Mohammed Faisal Al-Hajri, Abdulaziz Awad Al-Harbi, Abdullah Fahad Al-Maghrabi, Abdul Rahman Al-Qattani, Nawaf Mubarak Al-Shamari, Thomas Nicholas Ampey, Daniel Hagos Berhane, Shem Amos Boatswain, Kendall Allen Brown, Joshua Christensen, Donald L. Churchwell, Colleen Clark, Jose Diaz, Aloysius C. Eam, Darren Gladman, Amelia Harris, Devontae Harris, Abdul Rahman Majed H. Hassan, Marcus Antonio House, Kobe Hunter, Cyron Cordell Jackson, Troy Jackson Jr., Kennedy Lee James, Javian Andrus Jones LaChapelle, Javante J. Marcel, Latanya Maddox, Marcus Meese, Christian Russell Nichols, Khalid Ahmed I. Abu Obeid, Ramses Rohn, Monique Samai Ross, David Russell.
Thank you to my parents and everyone who helped make this moment possible, especially Dr. A, who's always believed in me.
Ronald N. Rice, J. Diamond Sawyer, Hiruya Tekel, Donovan Jordan Wright, Christina Marie Adlam,
I can't believe this day is finally here. Thank you everyone who has supported me along the way. Special shout out to my family, friends, and the track team. Congratulations everyone.
Bathsheba Owusu Agyari, Dylan Armstrong, Evan Barr, Kiara Benijan Curry, Brianna Destiny Bay, Chantel Nicole Brown, Zakiya Campbell, Kahari Carr, Franklin Marcel Chapman II, Akura D. Chisholm, Jasmine N. Clanton, Brian James Clark II, Kajan Corley, Naja Imani Connolly, Victoria M. Cook, Sharibra Dietra Cooper, Stantaya Queen Nifa Dantzler, Givenchy Moy Duran, Vanessa De La Rosa, D'Angelo M. Diggs, Morgan Celeste Godwin, Taya Hale, Sherry D. Hall, Racina Deidriana Hanger, Alicia Harris, Danielson Joshua Harris, Jessica Henderson, Brianna Henry, Nicholas Taj Hernandez, Joshua Nelson Hicks, Ariana Elizabeth Hill, Angelica Caroline Houston, Kiara Marquita Jackson, Janice B. Jefferson, Alexis Lavon Johnson, James Edward Johnson Jr., Dayan Elise Jones, Shaquesha Q. Jones, Michaela Lowe Arthur, Cedric Dion Mallory, Brianna Mason, Brooke Elizabeth Mason, Marlon Jaquan McBride, Justice Renee Miller, Aaron Jeffrey Montz, Christian Jared Nelson, Gabriel Jeremiah Ortiz, Atia C. Palmer, Damon Jamel Patterson, Zion Peoples, Tarek Philpott, Michaela Ariel Quick, Daquan Raby, DeJour Javon Ragland, Lamira Daya Rashid, Alexis Antoinette Reese, Doricia O. Robinson, Sonny Chichoma Rogers, Tylisha Rucker, Kevin Russell, Nicandria Small, Marisa Joy Smith, Kiara Starks McElroy, Carl W. Stevens, Tiffany C. Talley, Asia Timmons, Dyron Jarquise Turner, Francisco Umana, Raylasia D. Monique Waller, Kendra S. Warner, Nicholas Rashid Winston, Paris Monet Woods, Trevin K. Woodson, Cheyenne Tiana Walcott, Anjole Alua Princess Ajayi, Zanira Maria Patrice Baker, Brooklyn Keandra Battle, Sarah Jane Burkaw, Shatiara Besalou, Victoria Alexis Carter, Nathan C. Craver, Brianna Charisse Crew, Michaela Nicole Lachey Davis, Alaya Jade Edmonds, Melania Isabella Figueroa Stock, Giovanni L. G. Miles, Taylor Amira Lapre Hatchett, Miles Haynes, Kira Kiana Hodges, Lagan Lene Jennifer, Jasmine Jimenez, Latoria A. Jones, Joy Nicole Justice, Jayla Aaron King, Hiwan Lema, Rachel Lewis, Shadeja Lewis Nelson, Joetta Lloyd, Kayla Mack, Akaya Marisha Martin, Casey McIntyre, Janiyah Kelly McNeil, Zatasia McRoy, Sabian Mims, Amira Baina Mobley, Dubi C. Okudo, Princess Purity Angwai, Dasmine Palmer, Desiree Elizabeth Alexis Phillips, Tiffany LaRose Posey, Jaleel D. Rogers, China Speller, Lauren Thomas, Kiana Shante Timms, Cheyenne Tiana Walcott, Alexis Walker, Philomena Wankenge, Brielle Washington, Amira E. Wilfong Linder, Ajilik Wyatt, China LaShawn Weich, Nija Antoinette Amos, Rachel Ampofoa, Jalen A. Armstead, Ludni Balisage, Trayvon Malik Bates, Destiny Blunt, Anze Carter, Asiana L. Cobbs, Destiny Cooley, Jahard Eliga Cooper, Monique Daniels, Gabrielle Dixon, Diamond Ciara Phaeton, Kyla Kianra Frank, Shaymore T. Gatling, Richard Cornell Green, Simone Alexis Haskins, Jawan House, Dinah James, Cyrus Isaiah Andrew Jones, Siani Sierra Jones, Cameron Alyssa Lanier, Ronell Isaiah McBride, Jaquan McFarland, Trevor Melvin, Deliqua LaShawn Parker, Traynique Deshelle Phillips, Erica Pickens, Dumoy Shumari Pole, Shamira Riddick, Amira Sine, Precious Jewel Sullivan, Trayvon Napoleon Tynes, Imani Tynes McLean, Ajata Wan, Madeline Washington, Brandon Paul Webb, George Kelvin Weeks, Desiree L. Whitley, Kianante Trayvon Williams, Tori Williams, Shanice Adria Woods, Jabaru Wright, Trayshawn Eddie Young.
Would all the candidates for undergraduate degrees please stand? Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Individualized Studies, and Bachelor of Social Work. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the colleges of the university, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Visitors, I confer upon you the baccalaureate degree to which you are entitled, with all rights and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you.
Far above the Appomattox, on its lofty hill, stands the school we love so dearly, and we always will. Greetings, my name is Franklin H. Johnson Jr., and I serve as the Virginia State University Alumni Association President. And on behalf of the Board of Directors and every Trojan around the world, we would like to congratulate the class of 2020. On behalf of myself and my executive board, we are issuing you 1 free year of membership to the Alumni Association. So please visit www.vsuaaonline.com to connect with the chapter in your area or nationally. Before I administer the oath of allegiance, I would like to encourage you to continue to be resilient, bold, innovators, and game changers, because that's what Trojans do. Now the oath of allegiance. I hereby promise to take my stand with other alumni, to do my part in helping to perpetuate and realize all those ideals for which the university stands, to engage actively in the support of the programs, and to make my life count for much in the science of humanity. This I will endeavor to do, God being my helper. And remember, Hail State.